Hey everyone, welcome to Behind the Ads, where we get to learn how some of the fastest growing companies approach digital advertising. And in today's episode, joining me today is Alex Panchuk, the PPC manager at PandaDoc. And I'm really excited to get into it. Alex, welcome.
Thanks for the invite, Silvio. Pleasure to be here.
So Alex, you are a fellow PPC aficionado, and I know you really know PPC well, and you have a ton of insights. We've been going back and forth on LinkedIn for a while. And I'm really excited to pick your brain and see what you're up to at PandaDoc. So just getting started, what does PandaDoc do and who do you serve?
So at PandaDoc, we're building the most intuitive platform that helps you automate all kinds of agreements, transactions, and document-driven workflows. Essentially, it helps companies and businesses to create, send, track, and e-sign all kinds of proposals, quotes, contracts, all in one place. And our primary audience is salespeople and everybody who is involved with any kinds of documents in small and medium-sized businesses across different industries, but mostly it's tech, SaaS, a little bit of financial sector, healthcare, marketing agencies, and stuff like that.
So many different applications. I actually was a customer of PandaDoc by accident years ago, probably at least 4, 5, 6 years ago. And I found out about you guys because I was looking for proposal templates for marketing agencies. And that's kind of how I got into it. But you have so many different use cases, so many different people who can use PandaDoc. That's got to be a little bit overwhelming. How do you guys approach that from an audience targeting perspective?
In marketing, this year we outlined it more precisely, but still we're primarily focusing on 2 core business campaigns that we have, or how we call them, integrated, that have driven most of our revenue year over year. It's proposals and quotes, which is more of a sales use case, and contracts and e-sign on the other hand. And with the help of different paid media channels such as search, social, review, programmatic, etc., we target specific personas with differentiated value props and consistent message throughout their whole journey. Besides those 2 core campaigns that we have, we also try some competitor traffic, integration traffic, template traffic, like the one that you found us when you were looking for us, and even some portion of free traffic as well. We also have 6 different localized versions of our website, so we're putting a little bit of money there as well. And our main metrics are the addressable leads and from our ICP, of course, and pipeline mostly.
Got it.
It's the close won deals.
So if you had to break the paid strategy down at a high level, what does that look like?
Well, I don't think I can name straight top of my head the percentages of budget allocations, but we have brand campaigns, obviously, mostly to protect, but also to direct them not only to the website, but to a specific landing pages that we have. We have the second biggest set of campaigns that we have that brings us a big amount of revenues for competitors, proposals, quotes, and e-sign, and less of template and free traffic, just a small portion.
Got it. So I see. And in terms of the channel allocation, is it primarily paid social, paid search? What does that look like?
Primarily it's paid search, like 70%. Then it's paid social around, I think, 15 maybe percent, and programmatic and other small, review websites, Quora, Reddit, up to 20% as well. So in total, it's I'd say 75 for demand capturing on search, and 25 on different initials like review website, paid social, programmatic, and stuff like that.
Wow. And before coming onto this show, I was doing a lot of research on PandaDoc and just kind of what you guys are doing from a paid search perspective. Your diversity of keywords that you're bidding on is remarkable. It's like the full gamut, the full spectrum. Most B2B companies are just focused on very high intent capture of, category, software, etc. From when I was researching, you guys are bidding all over the spectrum from keywords ranging from as broad as it was an e-signature, business proposal, and online notary, and then all these different keywords are going to different unique offers based on the category of the campaign.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you have two different setups right now, PandaDoc. You guys are a hybrid business where you have signups and demo requests. Are you structuring campaigns based on the offer you're trying to drive? So like sign up campaigns versus demo campaigns, and then broken out by theme and search?
Yeah, we have that, especially if we're comparing like brand, where we lead mostly for the demos, and like template traffic, which we have out of several hundreds of thousands of signups, we have up to 5 demos. So definitely some variations there from there to there, but still we're trying to lead people to the landing pages where there are 2 offers, both free trial sign up and demos. It's just a few of the campaign sets that we offer only a demo, because when we know those people, when they're searching for those search terms, they are more valuable for us, I'd say.
Gotcha. So it's essentially, just to recap, you're driving people to these landing pages and they can choose their path. So you have the option to get a demo or sign up, and then it's on them to decide what they want to go with.
Yeah, exactly. And still we notice even if we lead to the demo page, still they click on that the top left logo and browsing the website, and still end up even on a free plan somehow. So we're trying to navigate that as well.
I see. Are you using like session recording tools to see that, where how they go to your page and then they leave and they start navigating?
Yeah, I believe we use full story, but that might change because we're changing the vendors, and it's being managed by our CRO team. We have a different few people for this, for CRO optimization, like all that stuff, A/B testing on the website, etc.
One of the things, Alex, that I noticed that you guys are doing at PandaDoc that I thought was really interesting, that isn't as common, but a company like yours seems to be doing it well in terms of end-to-end execution, is you guys are launching different campaigns across different languages. I noticed on LinkedIn you had Spanish campaigns, and then I'm assuming, are you guys doing the same thing on search where you're testing different languages as well?
Yeah, we're doing both search and social. For we have 6 different language versions of the website, but we're putting more money in, like up to 4 of them, and even for 2 most precisely, and other 2 a little bit less, let's say. Mostly for French and Spanish, and allocating everything to other.
So I'm assuming you identified, just looking at your customer base, you're like, people from these regions tend to work really well for us. We want to go after more of them. And then you decided to stand up these unique campaigns to go after folks in those regions.
Yeah. And those are big regions. I mean, if France, it's only France and just a small part of Canada. But for Spanish, it's a whole other market with the Latam countries and Mexico and Spain. So yeah, lots of traffic there as well. So we try to buy it and convert as much as we can.
I'm curious, what has it been like in terms of scaling and the cost differences that you get advertising? You don't have the site specifics, but just generally, like, how much more or less expensive is it advertising outside of North America? And then how has it been from a scale perspective, given that you're probably dealing with a much lower average monthly search volume, and then the same thing on the audience size on social?
Yeah, it's definitely cheaper, especially for Spanish, and yeah, in terms of scaling, it's we have like a part of the budget, and we spend it to the full, and still our impression share for some of the search campaigns are up to 50% or even less. So there is a whole other untapped opportunity, even if we just scale the budget without scaling any campaigns. We have a whole set of different campaigns, pretty much like for our English account, and we replicated it for the localized versions, and maybe something works, maybe something don't, and we can post this thing. So we're not like mimicking the English accounts, and we're still flexible for these language versions, because for some language versions, for example, like in Germany, there isn't a differentiation between proposal and quotes term like we have in English, and that's just one term for that. So we try to navigate those not issues, but those types of local nuances
between language. Yeah. How are you deciding on how the translation happens? Are you hiring a local or using Google Translate? How do you guys approach it?
We have specific a few people for localization teams, and they work with some subcontractors that help us, and local people that help us translate it correctly. And they don't like the word translated; they like the word localized. So.
Localized, got it. Word of the day, localized. Yeah. And how important is it for everybody listening that's thinking about doing campaigns in all their languages to have your campaigns localized by a native versus using something like Google Translate?
I think it matters a big part, because Google Translate isn't that efficient. Even if I was trying to translate some phrases from Ukrainian to Russian or vice versa, and still even though these languages are somehow similar, it still didn't translate them properly. So I wouldn't trust Google Translate as much for that, but still.
Yeah, and there's nuance too, right? There's just ways we say things. For example,
nuances.
For me, I speak English and Spanish, and I was reading some of your Spanish ads, and it's like, as a Spanish speaker, there's nuances you look for. Like, there's certain statements of things we say that, like, grammatically it's correct how Google Translate will spit out the response, but no local speaker would ever say it that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's awesome. So taking a step back, you have a lot of different people who can use PandaDoc, which is a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing from a product perspective, and for sure for scaling revenue, etc. But it could be also a curse from a paid media perspective, because you have so many different people you're trying to cover. So how do you approach building your audiences to get in front of your ideal customer profile?
So we're trying to, on our site with analytics, we try to build as more granular audiences that we have, and when people sign up or request a demo, we have all the fields that can be translated into some sort of events, and based on them we can create different types of audiences. That's one. Based on some of them, we did and advertised to similar audiences, but that would be obsolete in a matter of months or two. So that's a bummer for everyone who's listening or watching. We also try some custom and combined segments inside of Google Ads. With custom segments, it's mostly on competitors' terms. However, with generic terms as well. I'm not a big
You guys have some stiff competition. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are operating a very
lots of competition. Yeah.
We won't name names, but you have a lot of competitors in the e-sign space. That firm.
That's only one, the biggest one, and all the rest like us. So.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed as well that you guys are also promoting like your API and going after developers. I thought that was really unique, and how that's like a big focus, and how from a creative perspective you're using an internal SME, which is Travis, who's actually making the creative for your content, which I thought was pretty cool.
Sometimes.
Is he like consistently creating ads for you guys and helping you with the content production side?
I'm not working very closely with Travis, but yeah, I think he provided lots of videos, especially for landing pages, comparing us to competitors, or that specific API solution that you mentioned. So he recorded a few videos for this or that. Yeah, and I'm not managing the directly paid social and not working with inside it. We have a different person dedicated to it, but I believe we were running some ads with Travis as well on paid social.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And just for everyone, like Google Ads is massive. I don't, when we say Google Ads, most people just think Google search, but they don't understand that Google Ads has multiple campaign types within the Google Ads ecosystem. In terms of Google Ads for PandaDoc, you mentioned it's the majority of the paid budget. Is it primarily just search you're running? Are you doing anything on YouTube? Are you doing anything on discovery or display?
We're not trying discovery 100%. We tried a little bit of, so most of our budget goes to paid search. Then we have small remarketing campaigns for display and for YouTube, I believe. And we're also trying, in terms of video advertising, we're big on DV360 and programmatic. Also, another person manages all about that. So yeah, we have a pretty robust team and trying to maximize everything from every channel that we have.
That's awesome.
We even recently tried performance swags.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out well for us, so lots of garbage leads.
Yes.
At least we tried and know that
that's the future, whether we like it or not. You know, Google
sometimes everything like search and will be combined in some inside of something like that.
I am counting the days until Google removes match types and it's just broad. It's gonna happen. It's only a matter of time, unfortunately, because Google. That's just the way they work. You know,
we had to work with. So previously we had to work with selecting some keywords, try and exact and phrase match mode, and now we're working mostly on excluding negatives and cleaning up some traffic rather than selecting something and searching for something new.
Are you guys taking all of your paid search and you're also advertising on Bing ads and Microsoft ads?
Yeah, we do on Bing ads as well. Yeah.
Gotcha. So I don't know if you know this, but Microsoft ads used to have the ability to set your network distribution at the campaign level to make sure that you're only showing up on like Microsoft sites, etc. They recently removed it, and now by default they're like putting all of your search ad campaigns across the audience network, which is trash.
And I know that we discovered it recently with my manager, and there is no way to even exclude them, even 90%. I believe it's up to 20% that you can exclude something like that with the digital adjustment.
I'm about to change your world. If you go into the ad group level, the network distribution option is available at the ad group level now. So open up the Bing Ads editor, like bulk select all your ad groups, and then change the distribution option to Microsoft sites and select partners, and you'll opt out of the audience network.
I will try that. Maybe when we didn't have this issue, but maybe my manager mentioned something else, but I think that was it. Yeah.
I have a couple of clients where they've been running on Microsoft ads recently, and they've been getting a lot of spam and bot traffic. And we identified that a huge part of it was because of the traffic they were getting from the audience network. So by opting out at the ad group level, it solved for that, which is crazy, you know, to think that there's so much traffic in that placement.
Both Google and Bing just rolled them out silently, and you just found out when you spend some portion of the budget there, and
no announcement, no nothing. Yeah,
30% is wasted on somewhere else where we didn't even opt it in. Yeah,
Alex, what would you say to people that say, you know, paid search is dead, you can't drive leads and pipeline and revenue, you can't acquire new customers? What has been your experience, and what would you say to that?
I'd say that there's still some, even with all the nuances with Google, eliminating some kinds of targeting options and match types, or like combining them. There's still some potential there, especially not in every industry, and there might be super expensive depending on the industry, but still I think there is still value to get from Google.
Yeah. And
especially if you opt out all of the like search partners, everything that's just Google and just bottom of the funnel traffic. If it's search, then still and take some time, play with maybe some bidding strategies, depending on the amount of traffic or leads. I think within some time there still can be some decent results achieved.
in terms of reporting and measurement and tracking, what does that look like for you guys at PandaDoc?
Just for Google Ads or overall?
Just Google Ads, and then how do you know you're overall like successful at the business level?
So for Google Ads, our main CRM, like sales-related CRM, is Salesforce, and so we have an integration there, and we try to import all of the like stages of the funnel and main metrics there. Then we build custom columns around it, and with the cost and click data combined from Google, we have all the CPAs and conversion rates that we need from a lead like from the first touch point up to like opportunity level, and some campaigns are optimized based on different events and have a different sometimes have a different value. So and we're still, there is an untapped opportunity to play with some bidding strategies for either set of campaigns that I named before, either proposals or integrations. So
Yep.
And overall, we have also still Salesforce as a main metric, but not metric, but source, and we still have like data warehouse like Redshift, and our data science team and analytics teams building all kinds of reports in Tableau around it. So we have pretty much when I joined here, it was all covered, and thank God I had nothing to worry about compared to the previous campaigns that I worked with, where I had to build everything from the ground up.
Yeah, it's incredible how visibility is so much to the puzzle. I always tell people you could have the best paid advertiser of all time in your account, but if they don't have the right tracking and reporting, they're not going to be able to do much for you. It's so easy to scale something just because your emotions tell you to do so, right? Where you pause things too early or let things go too long. Without the proper tracking and measurement, it's just not going to work out. How important would you say it's been, and how impactful has it been importing those offline conversions from Salesforce into your Google Ad account?
Very impactful. You don't have to like log into Salesforce and like look at different reports or change filters all the time. You have whenever the different like ad level, campaign level, or ad group level, keyword level, you can just in a matter of few clicks within some customized columns, you see everything without logging into Salesforce at all. So that's great. Of course it takes time, especially with opportunities and later stages of the funnel, but still it's better than nothing.
And are you then piggybacking off that offline conversion data and then using automated bid strategies that are influenced by that to drive conversion?
Yeah. We even tried for some set of campaigns. I don't think it was based on the Salesforce, but still our data analysts made some kind of model or scoring system, and for one set of campaigns we were trying not maximize conversion, but maximize conversion value types of bidding. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but we're still sometimes playing with it.
Yep. I have had a similar experience where it could be hit or miss. And then also too, being able to set the conversion value count. Everyone kind of has a different approach on how you determine the value of a lead versus MQL and op, etc. But oftentimes it's crazy. You'll have one campaign in your account where target CPA bidding does really, really well. And then you have another campaign in the exact same account where it does terrible. And it doesn't work out despite being, feeding. And even if you do like portfolio bid strategies too, I don't know if you guys have tried that. It could also be pretty hit or miss.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, Alex. So I know you run the PPC portion in terms of like Google ads, primarily Bing ads, etc. And then you mentioned that you have someone else, like another team that manages paid social, and then you have another team that manages programmatic, correct?
Not a team, just a few people. One for paid social, one for review websites and channels like Quora and Reddit, and some other like new channels, I'd say, and one for programmatic.
Are you all coming together and sharing insights across channels? How does that collaboration look like?
Of course, we have a meeting once a week, and we discuss each and every ad channel, what's happening there, what we should improve or try to beat on something new, or it also depends on the like directive from the top if we're pursuing something new. Like recently when we decided to promote this integrated campaign, so we were basically advertising for proposal quotes, all the types of campaigns that I mentioned, but at the end of, or maybe in the middle of the last year and toward the end of the year and this year, our segment marketing team developed this integrated campaign approach where we like combine everything that's related to sales use case, which is proposal and quotes, and more of a e-sign and contract stuff more separately, and we promote it with a different messaging, something like that. And all that is reflected on paid channels as well.
Do you really like that structure of having dedicated owners by channel? Because I think for those listening, like PandaDoc is a much later stage startup, right? You guys are much further along, and a lot of people listening to this are probably 3 people marketing teams, 4 people marketing teams, right? They have one person that's doing everything, but when you get to a level of scale like you guys are at, do you think it's necessary and really helpful to have dedicated managers by channel?
I think so, yeah, because it's not even the sense of like trying different ad channels. It's a matter of like the budget and how many time you need to spend on each channel to perfect it. And if you spend like half a month on paid social, then you come back to search and something might be broken there, and it needs fixing another month and so on, and you don't have time for like programmatic or review websites at all. So yeah, with these types of budgets, with the big budgets, I think that's the correct team structure. Yeah.
That's awesome. People don't realize how much of a full-time job each thing becomes. You know what I mean? If you're truly looking at your campaigns, you have an optimization workflow, you're just all of it, and the amount of attention to detail. So yeah, I thought that'd be a good nugget for everybody listening, that, you know, if you're in a smaller team right now and you know you are growing and paid is a serious part of your growth strategy, kind of what does the end look like for you in terms of organizing that paid media team? So when it comes to brainstorming creative and copy, are you guys doing that collectively as a team?
Yes, we do. Sometimes depending on the like part of the product that or especially a new type of feature that we might promote, so that corresponding team who's developing it, or like product managers, they come up with their own types of messaging and what they want to see. They provide some or describe some value props that they want to see in the ads or on the landing pages text. Then they give that information to a copywriting team, and they generate a whole lot of text, and then piggyback approval process, and then it's the design, and also some small approval process, and then it's
I'm gonna throw some ads up on the screen right now that I saw from you guys. You guys are, what I notice is you have a lot of like product oriented ads where you're using visuals of your product in the creative, or you have like these little animated videos with a voiceover going over your product. And then I noticed you have it broken out by different campaign themes. So you have all these unique creative by campaign theme and a lot of like product orientation. Are you guys sourcing unique voice actors by campaign, and are you split testing voice actors? Because I noticed you guys have quite a few different voice actors that you're using.
Prior to you mentioning it, I thought that everywhere all the voices were from Travis, but honestly, I don't work with that part of like creative stuff with the voices, especially. So I won't say something specific to you about it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know that we were trying some, like you mentioned, like product-oriented campaigns, like with the screenshots or something like this, product visuals, and just without them, simple, straight people faces, different. So the one test that I liked with people faces that are programmatic was run. It's that we had, I believe, either 6 or 7 different people, both men and women of different ages, and the one that worked better were the man with the beard, and he's like an older one, like 40s, 50s, solidly looking, and then we tried to scale that with something similar of a woman also in older ages, and maybe that's how I'm like most converting audiences looks like older, not 25, 35, but a little bit older, something like that. But lots of audiences on our website.
I highly recommend checking out Monday.com and looking at their ads, especially their YouTube ads. What they do, which I think could be really cool to test, especially on YouTube for you guys, is they have unique actors by region in different languages. So they'll tailor the whole thing based on the region, and they're a huge company. You know what I mean? They're spending millions on ads, and they have everything unique to the region that they're going after. And then the voice actor is unique to that region too. And for example, they know that people with a British accent will convert better usually in North America, because for whatever reason, people in America see British people as like intelligent and highly esteemed just because of their accent. You know, it's like these weird nuances like that, and they're split testing at that level. So it's super fascinating. And on that note, with the voice actors, and I know you're not too involved with that, but the one thing that I thought was really cool about what you guys are doing on social and is these ads that you have, these animated ads, for the most part, from a cost production, they don't seem very expensive to produce. And for those of you that are interested in using voice actors in your creative, you can go to Fiverr.com and you can hire voice actors for like $50 to $100, you know, depending on the person, to narrate a script that you write out for them. So if you wanted to split test different voice actors in different regions, you can find these people on websites like Fiverr. If you can't find the person there, then you can go to a website like Upwork, so you get a little bit more customization in your proposal, and then you can start to get access to these resources that you probably don't have right now internally.
You don't have to be a Monday.com level of company or have that level of budgets to just even outsource some stuff, or like Silvio said, find some contractors on Fiverr or on Upwork. Yeah, it's I believe Monday.com even built their own media team and production company for the ads and etc. So yeah.
Yep. Alex, final question. What advice would you give someone listening to this that has to start up a paid media program at their company?
So I was thinking about it, and I remembered myself when I was starting, and some pressure from the upper management. So have patience and try to convince others to have patience, especially when the campaigns are freshly launched and you have no historical data. Also set up more conversions than usual, and not just and measure as much as you can, and not just for example, as for B2B, it's like signups or demos, but try to implement and import into Google pre-conversion data points like CTA clicks or any valuable clicks like video viewings of on the landing pages and stuff like that, and also post conversions like different stages of the funnel in sales motion. Yes, so import as much conversions as you can, and start small and increase gradually, and spend your budget on the most effective keywords and bottom of the funnel, and only then try some broad match, some high-level automated strategies when you have the budget, something like that.
Alex, thank you so much. If people wanted to connect with you, where could they find you?
I'm mostly active on LinkedIn, so you can find me there.
Sweet. We're going to go ahead and drop Alex's LinkedIn profile link in the description. Alex, thank you again for coming on. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you in the next one. See ya.
See you. Thank you.